this was as good as we were able to do back in March and April. We tried it because they asked us, can we turn the building around? Can we make it shorter? We tried to make it into a square, and this didn't work for us. We lost too many of the drop-off spaces, bus spaces. The turning radiuses were not good coming into the property, and there was a lot of wasted space there. And that didn't work for us. So we went back to B3.1. We went to our board in May of 2014, and we said, this is the best we can do. We weren't happy with it, and the community wasn't happy with it, but we didn't think we had a choice. And our board said no, that building is too far away from the water for people to walk back and forth. And that's the best thing they ever did for us. And it is too far away from water. And it was both the Falmouth board member at the time and the Martha's Vineyard board member. And so with that instruction, in order to try to get the terminal closer to the water for our customers, so that they can get on and off the ferries, especially if they're individuals with disabilities, we looked again at what we consider Concept Z. We put the building over there. We had all of the problems with pedestrian and vehicular conflict there. And we also realized that conflicts, whenever you have the staging area in front of the passenger drop-off, you had more potential for conflicts. So we changed that whole concept. Terminal building was put directly in front of the slips. You have the passenger and the bus drop-offs there, and you have the staging behind. And we're relying on our long-term customers, the Martha's Vineyard residents who drive most of these cars around, who go back and forth, that they'll know how to get around the building onto the slips. And it's going to be safer for the pedestrians on that. Again, we tried different ways in order to reduce the impact of the building on the view. We turned it this way, and it didn't work because it kept the traffic conflicts didn't work that way. We tried sloping it this way so that they could exit more easily, but you would still have all the conflicts between the shuttle buses and the pedestrians and then the staging. None of these traffic patterns worked in a safe manner, but this worked as well as anything could, we concluded. We came to that conclusion. And this is what ultimately we refer to as the consensus solution, because it represented a compromise of everyone. The terminal building was situated in front of the slips. If a boat is in slip 2, you can have the cars unload and go up Causeway Avenue, and you can have the pedestrians come in on the north side of the terminal. Therefore, there's no conflict between the passengers and the vehicles. And then when you load the boat, you can also have the passengers go down the slip, and you can have the vehicles come around the south side of the building. In slip 3, you have the cars go up Calgary Road, and you can use that, the southern part, to have the pedestrians go onto the south pier. And again, there's no conflict. It's much more safe for our passengers. And otherwise, it would only be a matter of time before there was an accident. The buses could go directly. If you notice, there's really a lack of turns on the terminal for all the shuttle buses that go in and out of the terminal all the day. There's room enough barely for shuttle buses. We can have 10 buses there during the summer waiting to pick up people. And so they can come up there, load and leave, drop off people there. What we discovered, we initially had the building, if you go back to E2, closer to the water. But we had to check with the operations, and they said that we leave enough turning radius spaces for the trucks to get on and off the boats. So essentially, this terminal is as close to the water as it can be operational, because we need the space here for the trucks to maneuver to get on and off the boat. And also we changed the truck staging area down here so that hopefully we don't have to back up. The initial design had the trucks staging perpendicular to what they're doing there. We also can't move the terminal back any further, or was going to reduce the number of bus staging areas or make them go into the staging area, the vehicle staging area. This became clear that in order to make this concept work, this was the only place left in the entire terminal site, really, that would create an efficient and convenient place for a terminal building for all the passengers. There was also the consideration of the slopes, because this is at 13 feet, this is at 6 feet, and you have to have space in order to get the slopes, so that you don't have a ramp, you have a walkway in that direction. Crosswalk has to be there for that location. You need the turning radiuses to come in here. It all worked out, and we're lucky that it did. We presented this option to the community in June of 2014. And we also included the perspectives, because we were asked to do perspectives for all the options, or some of the options, when we were going through this process. This was the perspective. We were asked to do it from this location just at the foot of the public library. This is how the terminal would have been under concept day one. And if you see, that would have been the terminal there. Concept day two was when we moved the terminal closer to the bridge. And tried to, the closer the terminal comes to you, the more of the view it obstructs. A3 was a two-story terminal. I think A2 was a one-story terminal, but the roof line, when you have a pitch of a gable roof, you can actually have almost the same height, two-story building, same height as a one-story building, you can get a smaller footprint. Concept B1 is how that would have looked. Concept B2 is how that would have looked. Concept B3, which is what we went back to the board with and were denied, that's how that would have looked. And concept B3.1, that's what we went back to the board with. And that's the consensus one. So, fortunately, what worked best for our operations also, we felt, obstructed the least amount of the water view from at least the foot of the public library. And you can see from the slides, when we had a one-story building and two-story building, both of those buildings blocked all the view of the water. When we presented this in June, we didn't write any of these articles. The newspapers did. People liked it. Woods Hole residents greet new plans for steamship terminal with approval. Accord reach on ferry terminal. New plans, place dates. Woods Hole business owners. We went through the whole process. We came before you. Some of you may have been there, many of you may have not. But all about the location of the building and the size of the building. Now, I grant you, and I hope she's not offended, Catherine Bumpus, was quoted in the paper in those articles saying, I think it's the least bad option. And yes, I mean, it's, from your viewpoint, it's the least bad option, and it's the least bad option from our viewpoint too. Because, as I said, the only one that met all of our program needs was Concept C. But the sign of a good agreement sometimes is when everyone is just not really satisfied with it, and you go forward. So we went forward with this. We thought that we've done the best we could. And over the last few months, we revisited all of this again with the Woods Hole community representatives, and we are still at the same conclusion. We have looked, we tried, we were asked to try to move it one way or the other, and we encountered problems every way that we were asked to move it. And so this is where we are, and that's why the location of the building, you'll see the written responses. We said we were going to respond to all of your comments, and we've done our best on this, we think. You may disagree, but when we looked at all the other options, and we looked at 26 options, this is the only one that really fit. After that, we used the location of the terminal building, and I want to point out, conceivably, the only thing that was the subject of all of that discussion and all the presentations was the location of the terminal building and that it would be a 2-story building. And pretty much, and the footprint of the building. Everything else, in terms of the architectural style, was left for a later day. We didn't present any architectural styles of the building. We didn't have anything, any discussion of that, because that building is for phases 5 and 6 of the project. So we went forward with this, I'll say, placeholder for the building at the location, the size, and the location, the size, and the footprint, and the 2 stories. We proceeded to make presentations to the Falmouth Board of Selectmen on it. We proceeded to file our environmental notification form under the Massachusetts Environmental Policy Act, putting all these site plans in there, and putting everything that we had done to get to this point, to the Falmouth Conservation Commission, and to the Department of Environmental Protection for our Chapter 91 license. And we got all of our licenses and permits for the project based upon having the building there. That also included us to design the stormwater management plan around the building. So all the stormwater management plans around the building have pipes going under the plaza, on this side of the building. It's already been under construction around this site. As I said, the terminal building is one of the last things to do on the project. It's a complicated project. And there are many things going on in addition to the terminal building. In order to move out of the old terminal building, we first had to build new offices, which we've done. We also had to build a temporary terminal building, which we've done. And after we were able to move out, we started the flipboard, which is what unfortunately is going on now, and hopefully it'll be finished for the season by the end of May, I understand. So that is where we are, and that is our response to the comment about whether the location of the building can be changed. A long time. I don't know whether you want to ask any questions about that subject before we go into the next question.
Steve?
Yes, Bob?
Steve, I guess what I'd like to suggest is that when you start with a faulty premise, the premise being that you're going to take everybody to the vineyard who wants to go to the vineyard, then you cannot have a good analysis. Your steamship charter is to provide necessary transportation and the things that the vineyarders need to survive. But this has become an enormous operating, marketing operation. You know, the volume that's coming through this little village of Woods Hole it's just not sustainable. And I guess my suggestion would be to put the whole thing on hold for a period of time. And I'm going to suggest that the steamship is in crisis, okay? The HMS report says you have an operational crisis. You've got 3 of your top 5 managers not in place anymore. So you've got a management crisis. You've got a financial crisis. Last year you ran $4 million under your surplus, your budgeted surplus. For 2019, you're budgeting to break even. If you run $4 million under that, it's going to be a big nut for all these cities and towns. And you've got a community crisis. All you have to do is look around this room. It's just, the steamship is in crisis.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay.
If I could, at the moment, and we can have that discussion at the end of the entire presentation, I'm hoping that in order to get us through the other subjects, because as you notice, there are a number of comments, or categories of comments we're trying to respond to. If anyone has any questions about the location of the building, we'll just keep it to that. Yes, John?
Steve, can you go back to the D? Explain a little bit more about why that, you went through that so quickly. It might have more merit than you gave it.
The D, part of the problem with the D, and there are several ones, I haven't looked at this in 5 years now, except to put it on here, is that it's, one of the functions of our terminal building is the public restrooms for the community. And we have, if you haven't been down there, you haven't noticed, but we have a lot of people who use those restrooms who are not steamship authority passengers. And they're the bicyclists, yes or no?
Why not build a public restroom on the other side of the site? It's the public restroom.
Yes.
Little building outside.
We're talking about budget and cost factors here.
Oh, come on.
No, we are. No, but that's one of the things, that's too far and it's dangerous. Or, you also have the traffic issues here, in terms of people, the passengers are going to be dropped off and picked up at the terminal site. You're going to have luggage pickup. You're going to have luggage drop-off, all there, and that's where everyone is entering the site. So you're going to have traffic backed up much more than if they are able to go through the terminal and go through there and then still allow cars and trucks after them to come in and flow through. So it's a big traffic problem. You also have the issue of passengers getting from the terminal building to the slips. You have the slip 3 here, right beside the terminal building. And they have to get, this has to be 13 feet high, getting down to 9 feet, and then getting back up to 14 feet. One of the solutions that the architects came up with is you start by doing a ramp so they can go over and not have to worry about it. But it's a convoluted situation in order to address an accessibility problem. It's not, and I will use the term, it's not as elegant, certainly not as elegant as the, what we term the consensus solution. There are a number of problems. And now, William is going to talk about the one story, sorry, Paul.
Could you comment on the steps you took? Natural. Could you comment on the steps you took to invite the public to participate, to provide input, and the numbers at your meetings? One of those numbers was in the article you showed. What was your process of putting ads in the newspaper? Did you rely entirely on the Woods Hole Community Association for your public outreach? Does this seem reasonable for a $100 million operation to rely on a small community association to bring the public to you?
With all due respect, I do personally believe that when developers or commercial or state agencies are building a new project in the building, that the appropriate organization with which to negotiate and have a discussion is the local neighborhood association. And here we did not only with the Woods Hole Community Association, but with the Woods Hole Business Association. Now, the first meeting that we had in November of 2013 was the subject of I think a front page article in Falmouth Enterprise that made it clear that the Woods Hole Community Association was hosting the meeting and that the public was invited to attend. So that did have advance notice in the newspaper. With respect to all those comments at that meeting, we started the process with the Woods Hole Community Association and the Business Association. People knew about it. I know that the Woods Hole Community Association was emailing its members, telling them about the meetings that were coming up. We had good attendance at the April meeting that we had in 2014. Fewer people at the June meeting, but I dare say about the same number of people who are here today. I am not aware of anyone who was interested in the subject at the time not being aware of it. And then afterwards, it was well publicized. We saw the newspaper articles. So people saw the newspaper articles in both the Cape Cod Times and Falmouth Enterprise. We were giving monthly reports at our board meetings.